Hello everybody, we're back again to explain the gas exchange in humans chapter for grade 9 biology. The gas exchange term, or the gas exchange process itself, especially in humans, it occurs mainly where in the respiratory system. So the whole gas exchange process is related to the respiratory system. Let's take a quick revision of what are the components or what does the respiratory system consist of. The first thing, we have the nose, and also some books like to have a version of taking in mouth as well, since like there are mouth breathers and so on. But mainly we're going through the nose, the larynx, the trachea, the bronchi, the bronchioles and the alveoli, and also we don't forget the major role or the major organ are the lungs. Okay, the gas exchange happens specifically, please do focus on this one, it happens specifically in the alveoli, which is shown over here, the last termination of the bronchioles, which is the alveoli, or what we prefer to call them, the air sacs. Okay, why the alveoli is the better place for gas exchange? Because it has a thin wall, large surface area, moisturized and well ventilated and close to a blood supply. Okay, the structure. Here we've got the larynx, here we've got the trachea, which is the windpipe made or consistently. It's from the cartilage. We've got here the bronchi. Once it goes inside of the lungs, it's divided and it has like another name. It's called bronchioles. And at the end, the termination, we have something like this, which we call the alveoli or the air sacs. Okay, the cartilage in the trachea. It prevents the trachea from collapsing during the absence of air and also to protect it. The ribs, which is here, covering the lungs for protection. The ribs are to protect the vital organs, not just the lung, but also the heart and the blood vessels. And it expands and contracts. Then we have the intercostal, which is internal and external muscles, situated between the ribs and create and move the chest wall. And we've got the diaphragm, which is here, produces volume and pressure changes here in the thorax. The thorax is the chest cavity. The thorax is the chest cavity, leading to the ventilation of the lungs. The inspired air, which the air we take in, is approximately like 21% oxygen, 0.04% carbon dioxide, and 78% nitrogen, and water vapors varies to the climate. As the expired air, or the exhaled air, is almost 80% oxygen, 3% carbon dioxide, 78% nitrogen, and saturated water vapor. The effect of physical activity on breathing. Like if I'm sitting down doing nothing, and as a differentiation between someone who's really like jogging or running or doing any sort of activity, will they still have the same amount of breathing, like as a frequency, as like a rate or something? No, because physical activity increases the breathing rate, more breaths per minute, and the tidal volume, more air per breath. This is measured with a spirometer to produce a spirogram. During exercise, the tissue respires at high rate. The change in breathing volume and rate helps to keep the carbon dioxide concentration and pH at safe levels. Breathing in and breathing out. This comparison is very important. Please do focus on that. Okay. Breathing in. While breathing in, as you can see, that the external intercostal muscles contract. Meanwhile, while breathing out, they relax. So this is the first differentiation here. For the external intercostal muscles, while breathing in, it actually contracts, pulls the rib cage upward and outward. Meanwhile, while breathing out, it relaxes and the rib cage falls downwards and inwards. The diaphragm muscles contract. But here, while breathing out, it relaxes and it returns to its original shape. As for the lung volume increases and the pressure falls while breathing in, because you're actually filling your lungs with the air, so the volume here increases. While breathing out, the volume of the lung decreases and the pressure increases. It's like the opposite. While you have the volume increased while breathing in, the pressure here falls. While breathing out, the lung volume decreases and the pressure increased. The air here rushes in to equalize the pressure. Meanwhile, while breathing out, the air is just forced out. The internal intercostal muscles are used in coughing and sneezing. As we said before, that inside of the trachea and the bronchus and the bronchioles, there is a sticky material called a mucus, and tiny hair, it's called cilia. The goblet cells produce this sticky mucus to trap and eliminate the particulate matter and microorganisms. Meanwhile, the ciliated cells, the tiny hair, they have like this little hair to sweep back and forward in coordinated way to brush mucus up the lungs into the mouth. It's like someone has have that pelgum, or while they cough, they kind of like get out that sort of like unfavorable material from the mouth. How did this sort of thing get manage to get out from the lungs or the airways up to your mouth? It's because of the ciliated cells that actually made it move upwards to the mouth, and for that is going to be the gas exchange. I'm going to wait for your questions, and thank you so much.